Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel. Today I want to talk about ghosts and spirits. Yeah. I find it a very fascinating topic, but on the other hand, I'm scared for it. I admit I'm scared for the paranormal, but I find it on the other hand so super fascinating. For me, I absolutely 100% believe in ghosts and spirits. And why is that? Because of my own experience in life. It's hard to translate to English, but I'm doing my best, guys, okay? First, it started when I was young. I was a young child, and I was sleeping in my bedroom, and I slept in a bunk bed together with my younger sister, and I was sleeping at the bottom of the bunk bed. And in my bedroom, from what I remember, there was a chair and there was like a painting on the wall. That's what I know. And I had a lot of nightmares as a child, screaming, and my mom rushed up the stairs to see what's going on. And I had a lot of nightmares. And to be honest, the nightmares continued until I was 24. Can you imagine? And then they started to disappear. But I was a young child laying in my bed, and I woke up, and I opened my eyes, and I looked around the bedroom, and I looked at the wall, at the painting on the wall. And out of that painting was a hand reaching out of the painting. And it freaked me out, guys. It so freaked me out as a child when I saw that. And then on the left was the chair, and there was some laundry on the chair. But I saw a man sitting there. And I was screaming, and my mom rushed up the stairs. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Are you okay? And then I said, like, very scared. I don't know if I was crying, but I was so scared. And I pointed at the wall and at the painting. I said, there was a hand coming out of the bloody painting. And I saw a man sitting there. And then she said, no, you didn't see a man sitting in the chair. It's just the laundry you see. You were imagining things. And the hand, no, they didn't come out of the painting. And believe me, guys, it's such a long time ago. I still remembered it today. I still remember, I'm 54 years old. I still remember that night when I actually saw the hand coming out of the bloody painting and a man sitting on the chair. But okay, that was my first experience that I remember if I go back. Then the second was when I was around 30. And I moved into this house. And this is a very new apartment. I think this apartment is built in 1986, so it's not really an old building or whatever. I don't know if anything happened in this apartment. I have no clue. But when I started living here, at least the first couple of years, I felt that every time when I walked through the hallway here, I felt there was someone walking behind me. You know that feeling, guys? When you turn around, there's nothing there, but you feel that there's something behind you. Well, that's the feeling I had a lot of times in my hallway. That's how it started. And then, when I was in my bedroom, before I went to sleep, so you're laying in your bed, you still have your eyes open, and you're trying to get to sleep. And those moments, just before I even fell asleep, I was looking around. Because of the feeling in the hallway, I was a bit on edge, I have to say. So I was afraid to go to sleep. So I was awake and I was looking around in my bedroom and I saw weird shit. I can tell you that. I saw, and this is so hard to explain to anyone, but I know what I saw. Like, first it started from the hallway. Like, my bedroom door has like a little window above at the top. First, it started with me seeing little black crawly thing kind of things in front of that window, and it freaked me out. It freaked me out. Then later on, it started to come into my bedroom. Then I saw, like, in the air, like, let's say the size of a real good spider. It's almost like the size of your hand, kinda. And I saw a couple of them in the air, black mass, but that size. And it felt like they were fired towards me. It's so hard to explain. Like they were fired off at me. That's how it felt, and that's how it looked like. They came rushing towards me from up in the air towards my bed where I was sleeping, and I was so afraid, and I was just putting the blanket there. I was like ducking underneath the blanket, and I was scared. And I was like, they should not touch me. They should not touch me. I'm afraid. And all that shit that I saw freaked me out. I was afraid to go to bed. I was afraid to go to sleep. So after a while, I decided to take the mattress out of my bed, threw it on the floor in the living room, and I started sleeping there. And that was for a while. Then, that was so freaky. The thing that freaked me out the most was one day I was sitting in my living room and I was doing a tarot reading for my YouTube channel. I did like tarot reading, oracle card readings, videos for my YouTube channel. And I was busy with that. And then the doorbell rang. And I was like, oh yeah, I ordered something. It's the delivery guy. So, okay, that's fine. I went to the front door, opened the front door. And while I was waiting for the guy to come upstairs, in front of my door is like a little wall. And on top of the wall, I saw like a shiny thing, like a coin, a round shiny thing laying on top of the wall in front of my door. And I was curious. I was like, what's that? So I walked towards the coin, picked it up, put it in my pocket because I saw the guy coming towards me. So I was like, I'll look at it later. So I had my delivery. I went back into my living room and I was like, oh yeah, I still have the coin, that shiny thing. I don't even know what it is, but let me look at it. I took it out of my pocket, and on the front and on the back was a sticker. They put a sticker on the front and the back. And on the front was a sticker of a devil's face, and on the back was a sticker of a trident. And it freaked me right out. I was like, what the fuck is that doing in front of my house? So because I thought it was very spooky and I didn't want it in my house, I opened my balcony door and I threw it in the air. And I was like, goodbye, good riddance, not in my house, that shit. So I was like, no, I don't want it in my house. The same day, it was evening. It was around 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. I don't even know how late it was. It was in the evening, that I know. And I was sitting behind my computer, and I was talking to a guy that I liked, and we were having a whole conversation on voice. And while I was talking to him, and this is so difficult to explain, but I'm trying. It felt like I had eyes in my back. I don't know. I saw from behind me a big dark mass. That's how I can explain it. The big dark mass, shadow thing. I saw it coming from the back, rushing towards me, and it freaked me out, and it went through my body because my whole body responded. every vein in my body responded. So I was like, like that. And I was like, what the actual fuck was that? And it freaked me right out. And I was a bit concerned because I did not know if it went in me, inside me, or it just passed through me. Because that's a difference for sure. I don't want anything inside of me. So, and I was like, how do I know? How do I know? And then I thought, you know what? Think logically. If it went inside of you, you would probably notice that you feel different, that you behave different, etc. And I was checking my feeling and I was like, no, I'm okay. I'm okay. I don't feel weird. I don't feel negative. My behavior was normal. So basically nothing really happened to me after that. So I thought, okay, it just went through me. It did not stay inside of me. So I'm happy about that. But it freaked me out, guys. It freaked me out because it was so real. And I was like, oh my God. Then, because of all the experiences I had in my house, I was working as a volunteer in a community center. And there was a woman working there too. And she was a medium. And I had a conversation with her. I told her about me being afraid to sleep in my house and the things I saw and felt and noticed, etc. And then she said to me, "Oh, I think it was aura or whatever it was, is too open. You're way too open. That's why you experience everything. Let me close you up so you can still you can sleep in your house." And I'm like, okay. I said, yes, please, because I want to sleep in a normal way. I don't want the shit around me. And then we went inside of a room in the community center, and it was just me and her in that room. And there was a podium. And on the podium, behind me, was a big curtain, a long curtain, and it was closed. But if I turned my head like slightly, I could see like the end of the curtain. So just for the visuals, but it was behind me. I was sitting on the edge of the podium with my legs like, I don't know the translation of that word. You know what I'm trying to say? Just my butt was on the podium, we say it like that. And she was sitting in front of me on the floor. She was like, kneel down a little bit, to ground herself, I guess. And she was doing the healing. At a certain point, I was only looking at her because there was nothing else to look at. Like I said, we were alone there. And I was only looking at her, what she was doing, etc. And at a certain moment, out of the corner of my eye, I saw the curtain that was hanging behind me moving by itself towards me. And I was like, what the fuck, what the fuck? I'm not seeing this correct. Nah, that's not happening. And I felt it and I saw it happening. And she was looking at me and she was, I think, thinking like, ooh, she looks scared. So she asked me, are you okay? Because you know someone, you see the face of someone like looking straight forward at you. I was afraid to look at it. I was so afraid to look at it. So I didn't look at it, but I knew it was happening. And then she said, are you okay? And I said, yes, I'm okay, but can I ask you something, please? And she said, sure, ask away. I said, did that curtain just move towards me by itself? Or am I crazy or what? And then she said, yeah, that curtain moved towards you. That's correct. She said, that was a sign from your spirits, from your guides, or guide it is. She said it was a sign from your guides that we're done with you. So that means we're done with the healing. I closed you up and we're okay. So that's the way for them to let me know that we're done. So I was like, oh my God, a curtain that moved by itself towards me. It's just ridiculous. So I was like, yeah, okay, noticed that too. Okay, something else on my list of paranormal experiences. So everything together. And also one time, yeah, that was also freaky. I will tell you the situation. I was still single. I did have a child, but he was in the bedroom behind me, in the bedroom next to me, sleeping. He was just still young. I think he was still 1 year maybe, something like that. He was asleep. I was in my bedroom and I didn't have a relationship at that moment. I did not have any pets yet at that moment. So I was all by myself in my bedroom. And I was a nail biter. I was always, years, I was always biting my nails. And that far, that I don't really have nails. You know what I'm saying? When you bite your nails, you know what I'm talking about. I don't do it anymore, by the way. I got over it. But yeah, I did by that time still bite my nails a lot. I was sleeping in my bed. And it was morning and I woke up just like normal. And I went into the bathroom to take off my shirt, which I'm sleeping in. I took it off and I looked in a mirror. And across my chest were 3 or 4 blooded scratches, like that. And I was like, what the actual fuck? And it freaked me out, guys. I was like, how could this happen? How did this happen? There was nobody with me in the bedroom. I didn't have any pets that could cause it, because if you have a cat, that can be one of the reasons. And I don't have any nails myself. How the hell did those scratches come? How on earth did those scratches exist? Where did they come from? And it freaked me right out. And I was like, and that was all before I got the healing. And after I got that healing, things started to change. I didn't see anymore so much. I could sleep, so it really helped. Then there was only one thing before the healing that happened that I remember. I had a boyfriend, and he came over for the weekend. And I was sitting behind my computer, and I was gaming. I was playing a game. And he said to me, I'm just going to the bathroom. And I said, yeah, sure, honey, okay. And he went to the bathroom, and then he came back, me still playing the game. I did not move an inch. I was still playing the game. He came back. He came into the living room, and he looked at me, and he said, Martina, well, that's my real name. I said, yes. Did you just walk behind me in the hallway? I said, no. I didn't move a muscle. I'm still sitting on my chair playing the game. And then he said, yeah, don't fuck with me, don't fool me around. You are fooling me around. You were just walking behind me in the hallway. And I said, I'm 100% honest and I'm 100% serious. I did not move out of my chair. Why? He said, I could swear that you were walking. And, sorry, my microphone suddenly stopped. He said, I could swear you are walking straight behind me. And I said, no, it was not me. And then it was some kind of confirmation that I'm not getting crazy, that I'm not crazy, that the feeling that I had in this house in the beginning, that someone was walking behind me, was not my only experience, not only my experience. He experienced the same bloody thing. So I was like, okay. At least I'm not getting insane and imagining things, you know what I'm saying? And so I was happy about that in a way. But after the healing, I didn't have any problems so much anymore because She closed me up, so I was not sensitive for anymore. But because of those experiences, I know the paranormal is real, and I know, yeah, I 100% believe in it. Yes. I'm curious, did you have any paranormal experiences? Let me know in the comments below. And I want to wish you a fantastic day full of a lot of love and light. And I will see you guys soon. Take care. Bye bye.